Riddled with corruption. Tonight, an advocacy group hopes the death of former New Mexico Archbishop Robert Sanchez will provide healing for those still living with hidden secrets. News 13, Selena Westervelt has the details on that. Selena?
Tim, SNAPS, it stands for Survivors Network of Those Abused by Priests, and the former Archbishop was never accused of abusing children, but instead he was accused of violating his priestly vows by sleeping with women and even covering up possible abuse carried out by other members of church clergy. Now SNAPS hopes his death will give victims the courage to come forward.
I've spoken to hundreds of victims, and what they tell me is it's like living their abuse all over again. And the ones who haven't been able to come to terms with it and come forward and confront it are the ones that really have a particularly difficult problem.
Mike Nellinger, New Mexico's SNAP leader, says the death of former Archbishop Robert Sanchez brings abuse clouded in darkness to the forefront. Sanchez was the country's youngest and first ever Hispanic archbishop. The Socorro native served New Mexico's Catholic community for more than 2 decades. In the early 1990s, the pedophile priest scandal erupted in the state, and Sanchez admitted he knew priests were abusing children, but that it was a moral issue, not a crime. SNAP says his death makes abuse even more real.
Just because he's passed away doesn't change the past, and there are a lot of people out there who suffered at his hands because of his failure to deal with pedophile priests.
They want possible victims to know they're not alone and that it's never too late to come forward.
I thought, I could tough it out. I'm a big boy, as it were, but I'll tell you, once I went to the local state police and filed a report, I cannot tell you just the weight that came off my shoulders.
Victims like Raymond Wolfgang, who wasn't abused by a priest, but by a Boy Scout leader. It took him 18 years before he was able to speak out. But he says once he did, it changed his life.
I felt validated. I felt that, I maybe helped someone in the past. Maybe I helped someone in the future. And one thing I might change would be that I would have gone there sooner.
SNAP says it's never too late to report abuse, and they have specialized programs to help.
We will help them connect with other people that have been through the experience before and have come to terms and dealt with it.
It was not your fault. You don't have to feel guilty. And also, please don't feel that you can just tough it out.
Now we've put a link to the SNAP's website on krqe.com. Anyone interested in seeking help or reporting abuse can also call 850-9033. Tim?
Thank you, Selena. Former Archbishop Sanchez is accused of having romantic relationships with at least 5 women. Archbishop Michael Sheehan says Sanchez was loved by the people of the Diocese of Santa Fe and that they were well aware of his human failings but are still mourning his death. A caller